It's Podraza. I'm not making any of this up. So what we're looking for is a good man. I'm savvy, good man. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Has some idea of what this mess is all about. I can do that. Well, eventually I'd be willing to work with him if he had wanted to, or do something as I have suggested, if that could be worked up, somehow work. And the issue would be pay 15 grand off, 5 for a swing loan on taxes, and paying security deposits. And the only other debt I have is $8,500 to AAA. That is the debt I owe, and I won't pay interest on that 15 grand. And I do want that white salt that I am an insane. If necessary, 15 grand be paid off, that I am not an insane. That's a major help if that is done. Now, the rest, 8,500, and what was the other thing? 5,000 as a swing loan in the name of some executives at a point in time. But I would include one other one also. And to be paid back in their names. And that would be regarding paying my taxes, paying security deposits due to that income. Now maybe he can handle 8,500 and 5 grand. The male could handle that. I'd be willing to work off the other because I've got to be off of any kind of subsidy that I can handle. I have straight Social Security now. It is called that. It is not called disability. It is Social Security. At that point in time, it's social. I don't know what he has, but I don't mind sharing this apartment when we pay Auburn housing. Shares that bed, and we work toward it if he went toward breakdown level or something, and we work toward it. If he could pull that off, at least I'd be willing to work the other off, and I want it written off because I never got a practicum. But I did earn that master's in ed in psychological studies. So I owe them the money for 15 grand. I don't feel I owe them any more because nobody would give me a practicum. But that's a degree. Hi, it's Pat. I love working with you. There's very much where it's at. Because of, and I don't mind telling you about it, of my knowledge and what's been done. I need somebody who's a marksman, and I need somebody who prefer dealing with me, but knows both ends. He's got to know both situations. I have been stuck with an element of grovel in the dirt, stuff like Manson's gang stuff, stealing stuff, and all of that stuff. In some respects, that's not my ilk. I am refined. That has to be acknowledged. I know that we have discussed the conversation. I know my mother was hurt, and my children. I even walked the plot plan for them. My son is not stupid. He's good. I'm good. But he has to have protection, and he has to have somebody like me in his life from an opposite side. He's intelligent, his father. He is not my kind. And that is where this is at, nor is Melanie's father-in-law. And it tears me to shreds. I aligned with his mother's second husband, and I can't survey a room. Raymond and Ruth are good, but I have, because of my knowledge, and I want to deal with you. I'm stuck with even satanics, trying to get on a scale. Now, I live amongst the hooking element. Now, I don't mind them doing that. but I don't want to be denigrated anymore and sent a female hooker and them lauded more than myself due to their hooking. Now, if it's a child of a hooker, then he makes sure she's out of the light and will close her or something. That I can tolerate. I am, as we have discussed, I'm good. But unfortunately or fortunately, I had to learn it. I had to figure it out. And I was accused of, I need somebody who knows both, refined, can operate my way, and protect my family. I'm willing to still work with you definitively on this, but that's what I've got to have. And I don't mind talking to you because you have to know who ruined what in my life and who did the murdering. And I'm not going to stand behind my family murder. But again, you have to understand what's been done and who has ruined something that's very important to me. And that has to be taken care of. Oh, that I have to have somebody who is a marksman. And he has to be willing to enter my life. I will not be with a female. I must have a straight male. Either that or he goes straight because of it. I don't know how to put that, or is on the fringe area. I don't know. But that Yentl out there, I don't know whether he's dead or undercover. I don't know. Knows both what he prefers me or has. Now, I don't know where he's been, but I know what I need after today fighting over that subject matter. TD Bank settles the stuff, and I want to stay in there. But that boy, I don't want him suffering anymore. I know what females have done to him, and I don't like what they've done to him. And I know he's a good kid, and I know the counseling industry has messed that up a bit, and somebody tried to ruin his employment in this apartment. And he needs that employment, and he's not stupid. I need that boy, and I love that boy, and I love my Melanie. That has to be straightened out, because I can't look his father in the eye, and his wife was married in, and I can give him the daggers on it, and I can force him back with my mind without saying a damn thing, even if they've got money. Now, I'm going to tell you, I have done that. It's the only way I can fight, because I'm not a marksman, and my eyes are not that perfect. I need a husband who's going to do the protecting, but I have done it with my mind. But I must have the strength, and I'm working on that now, to build up the speed and the strength, because I'll smash him through a wall with my mind if I have to. I call on my father and the dead, and that is how I've had to operate on the subject when I know there's something there will be to fear. The whiteness is the evil left of a crime that's done in the building, and it is a warning to me. I get rid of it by prayer. I am good, but my situation demands that. And boy, you better be refined, and that is where we're at. You have a beautiful evening. I really want to work with you on it, and I need that to say. It's Pat. Again, Pat Podraza. The second husband I liked. The mother's second. She had cancer. He saw her through. He loved her very much, and I think he was murdered. They don't know how he died. Now, who murdered him? I liked him. My mother had no problem with that table. She knew I was upset. No problem with Raymond and Ruth. She said hello to them. She got physically sick there. Now, she made it home with me. I got lost in the meantime. And I'm going to tell you flat out, I could scope the room, and I'd have torn their heads right off the staircase. And that's how I do it. You have a good night. Forgive the anger. That is where I'm at. Let's leave the dating situation out of it. I'm going to leave it with the dead and God and whatever takes place on this. It is serious. I will talk to Joel Hall on what he recommends. I don't know whether you have to sign off on it, but your husband has to sign off on it. I'd rather deal with him directly and ask you about that. I don't know how this impacts, but I have to be amongst the good. And the answer from the dead and God is I must be amongst the good. And it's a relief to me, but he's got to be awfully savvy. And that is what I feel. You have a good night. I thank you for the conversation. I don't know about the situation on this. My feelings are I'd like to deal with Joel myself. And if you have to sign off on something, I don't know, maybe you could, I don't know. I'll have to talk to him on this subject matter. It's too serious for me to be involved. I can't trust a male on this situation in a certain element of females I've ruined my life on mates, and I've never been able to do that because it never was done. And I have to tell you, I can't trust on that issue. I trust a mind if he's not dead. Right now I'm with God and the dead. And I don't know, but I am staying. I don't know what's going to take place within the good. And that is what I'm going to handle, the good on this.